Warren, Texas. Paul. I'm John Cameron Weaver of Roseman, California. The Diary of a Griever named John Weaver, which is me. It's 8:38 in the morning, West Coast time. You're still online doing your spiel. It's January 31st, 2025. Yeah, I remember, but you and I both chewed the same age dirt. We both remember what happened back in the 80s, didn't we? Please tell me you reminded me of that one. We did African aid a long time ago, back in the 80s, when they were just as bad, and even the civil wars were just as bad. I can't remember a single time in my life that Africa, in one portion or another, and usually up in the northern regions of it, had never been quiet. It's always been a contention. What am I saying? All of Africa is contentious. All of Africa is contentious. And yes, for humanitarian, it has to be taken care of. But unfortunately, we do have power, corruption, greed, and everything else going hell in a handbasket right now. Crazy. Hold on. Current affairs, you're up there when it comes down for trying to keep track of things left and right, trying to keep it real with the people. I've been watching all this stuff on news growing up as a kid. Ma shoved newspapers in front of my face. I really didn't do much good in school. Unfortunately, my attention span wasn't there. It was always in the future, always science fiction. It was never about the politics, what was happening, the nitty gritty on Earth. But after I kept seeing it on the news, they filter it down a little bit more and more. PBS would do their shots, offer a lot more grit than the corporate media would. I remember watching those, and I kept seeing the concerts pop up once in a great while, and they would sing praises and they would gather money, and then it's like a drop in the bucket to whatever's going on in Africa. And you get the warlords out there going after each other left and right. Shit, that was in bad luck. Right now, you're talking about Myanmar and slash Burma. Things going on over there. Oh yeah, we got a contentious planet that just doesn't know how to calm itself down. We have never known a day of peace or quiet on this planet. It's always been contentious, always fighting for resources, funding, anything and everything for survival. That's the nature of humanity right now, as it is. It may sound sucky right now, but you know what? It is sucky. We have governments trying to live off the hog and the fat, and the problem is they're getting slaughtered because they are the hog and the fat. Governments get toppled left and right. We're lucky enough we still got a government in the United States, but I'm not quite sure because what I keep hearing from people, it's we got a hell of a lot of fear mongering going on, and unfortunately, I'm getting part of that. I feel like I'm getting suckered into it, Paul. You're throwing out the really big things, aren't you? Now you're going to be talking about Elon Musk and the rest of the Trumplicans. All right, I got to put you on quiet here because I need to concentrate what I need to say as well. Look, I'm not going to knock against your channel. You got to say what you got to say. I got to say what we got to say. We're basically almost saying the same thing. I can't stand Musk or the other guys. I know they got more of the money, and unfortunately, we gave it to them. The thing that you hadn't considered, and nobody else considered, is we're all responsible because we all put these assholes in there. Paul, we're consumers. All right? Understand this. We consume, and we waste a lot of stuff. We want a lot of stuff. That is our human nature. Now, I say it because I know I am. If you hadn't seen in the back, you can call me a walking, talking hypocrite. Hell, I call myself a full-in idiot. A lot of stuff I'd had for years. And the rest of the stuff, I'm just starting to acquire. So, yeah, I'm a consumer like everybody else. I have to be transparent, responsible, and accountable for it. That would be my dog waking up. You got a dog, Paul? Let me put her on the camera. I'll show you to her. Well, I'm definitely not a beatnik, that's for damn sure. Easy does it, girl. Easy. Yeah, I know. An old girl that's hanging on. Love of my life right now. 18, 19. Chewiner. It's the mamas. My life right now. Yes, it is. Therefore, is a lot and a long way. What scares me is eventually we're going to get into that kind of situation. Where we're going to be like that. You said about climate change? We've already been having it already. We just hadn't noticed it. Well, too late. We have these administrators and other scientists trying to put the arbitrary numbers. We're already screwed ourselves. We're on a slow route to it. Our climate has been changing steadily, not just because of human activity, but because of also geologic activity. You've forgotten that we've also had volcanoes spewing out volcanic gases, which also changes our atmospheric density around and screws us over one way or another. There had been reports in the 1800s and 1900s about how much the gases would affect our temperature. And we already had, what was it, back in the 60s or 1860s or 1880s, somewhere in that time zone. We actually had a year that we could not grow food. Not just the United States, globally, because of volcanic activity. Now, I know the naysayers are going to be putting it on geology and nature and say, well, it's just a natural thing we're going through. I don't think so. Maybe we are going through cycles, but I think we're still part of it anyway. Because any way of disturbing nature one way or another, I think we are causing ourselves more issues than we can already deal with right now as it is. And yeah, doing the fiery brimstone on people left and right. You know, we get them enough aware about it. But still, keep in mind, you're going to be turning into one of those guys who are going to be say, do what I say, not as what I do. Well, that's what I'm afraid of. Every time I keep hearing these fiery rhetorics from a lot of people, including from people like you, I'm wondering whether or not if we're going to be turning into another Trumplicant replacement. We had a slick situation going on with the old gas bag who conned a hell of a lot of people, putting himself back into the throne again. And doing a lot more damages and a lot more changes than we wanted. And the government was complicit with it. I'd never seen a more contentious nature in our government system than this particular century when it's changing and mutating. And yeah, am I scared? Oh yeah. I'm scared shitless of that. Because I don't know what the hell we're going to be doing after that. We can't acknowledge that we got climate change. We play games with ourselves on that one. We're also saying that the climate change is affecting a lot of the continents one way or another. And yeah, I do live in Southern California. So yeah, 38 years. Actually, I'm a lifer. I'm a lifer California. I just turned 59. I've seen too much happening in my valley. I don't know if it's by climate change or by design. I don't know. But I've seen my state go up in smoke. In many portions and many times. So yeah, I'm not accustomed to it. Hate every second of it. It's something we could change and other things we can't change. We can't change nature to a point. Can't control lightning. But we can control or try to control human behavior by not throwing lighted objects into flammable areas where we see foom going up. Yeah, I've seen that too many times. And it still pisses me off. How do we change politics? We change ourselves. and we find the right person to get into an office that can actually try to do something. We get enough of them in there in the midterms coming up. We may, just may, be able to get something going. I think we're already screwed into climate change. Too many people, less area to work with. We're going to be coming into a resource war. I've dealt with too many futuristic ideas and dystopias and cyberpunk, whatever the terminologies they start throwing out. If I was thinking it, other people were thinking it and seeing it, forecasting it left and right. I didn't have to be stuck on 1984. I didn't have to be stuck on Brave New World, but Fahrenheit 451, yeah, I'd seen portions of the movie itself. I didn't read the book. Didn't need to. I saw fascism. I saw extremism. The clips back in 1940s. You ever seen the series World at War? We had to watch it in our classrooms when I was growing up. We saw World War II. We had no context, no perspective, but we're watching this because it's this history, and they were trying to shove it down our throats in the school district. As I got older, I started learning more and more about it, the context and the perspective, and even talking to a few people about it. So yeah, repeated. Oh. We got a nightmarish cycle going on in humanity. We can't help but get the damn thing repeated left and right. An empire comes up, stays for a while, crash and burns. But it still does its damage one way or another to the people, and they still have to recover from it. You study history long enough of humanity, gives you a very dark, pragmatic way of looking at things. I have pastors online trying to give us hope and faith. I see these other assholes coming up giving us shit shows. And then start using the pastors for their own shit shows. And whatever kind of decent things or ideas and ideologies of different faiths, of different people that we can try latching onto. They seem to be getting drowned more and more of con artist stuff going on. So I don't know what we're doing these days. Russia is trying to throw its weight around. Trump's all for it because he's an opportunist. They'll take an opportunity and really exploit the living crap out of that damn shit. And he pisses me off even worse than you. Because I'm hearing too many things that I have to be freaked out about. It's like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Freak out about this, freak out about it. I want. That's what I hear from you. Oh, so I'm trying to tell you that this damn thing's over here and you got to be freaking out about it because you got to freak out about it. And what I hear from corporate media, folks, I got this thing over here. And then the independents are going, and trying to go after each other left and right. And then go after the corporate media while telling you, you got to be afraid of this damn shit. I'm getting too old for this damn shit. I'd studied a hell of a lot of history in college. I tell and pour my soul out, actually a lot of my memories out on my own channel. To me, it's an emotional lifeboat. It's a memory lifeboat. If I happen to start going senile on my own damn deteriorating, let's just say that if my own mortal corpse is going downhill as the way I expect it to do, the only thing left for me is my memories on tape. As long as there's power and there's room somewhere, I'll live forever. And if an archaeologist happens to see this stuff, maybe they get an understanding of what human beings were like during that time. Because all I see right now is people are going, "You got to do this, you got to do this," and they're worse than seeing a 3 or 4 year old jumping up and down. You ever see a 40-year-old do that? I did it. It does. The back doesn't like it, neither does the damn feet, and I can't do it anymore. So yes, I'm hearing, I'm watching, I'm observing, I'm hearing the rhetoric. I'm trying to verify the rhetoric, and if everyone else can verify the rhetoric, okay, we got the rhetoric. But what are we going to do about it? All you can do, Paul, is tell people about it. But the only thing you hadn't said is, what are you going to do? Unless you accept accountability, transparency, and responsibility, you ain't shit. Own it, then be part of the solution, not part of the problem.